Also guys, I just want to show you some coordinates. Okay, so the first way that you'll be asked coordinates is you'll be asked to give the coordinates of a feature in a certain grid reference. Alright, so how are we going to do this? So they ask us to give the coordinates of spot height 1725 in block B4. Alright, so then you go to the grid reference block B4 and there we have it. Spot height 1725. Alright, so how are we going to do this? Alright, so remember now, when we write down coordinates, you always write latitude first and then longitude. Alright, and how do we know which ones are the lines of latitude? Just put a F in front, lat, flat, so we know we're working with these lines running across the page and splitting north from south. Alright, so in South Africa, we always south of the equator. So our latitude, or these lines, the degrees can only be south. Same with our longitude. We're always east of the meridian. So we're always working from left to right with these lines when we're going to write down our longitude. Alright. Furthermore, you've got to remember how to write down coordinates. Alright, so firstly we'll write down degrees, then minutes, then seconds. Alright, from the equator, which is 0, there are 90 degrees or 90 lines of latitude running south. Alright, and in between each degree, so from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, all the way to 90, there's another 60 lines running in between them. And those are minutes, and these lines is the lines you can see on this map, or minutes. All right, so there's another 60 of them equal to 1 degree, and then in between these red lines there's another 60 invisible lines, and each one of them show us seconds. So there's 60 seconds in 1 minute and 60 minutes in 1 degree. All right, same with longitude, same. 1 minute, 60 seconds in 1 minute. Alright, so let's write down the coordinates of the spot height. Alright, so firstly, there's two ways that you can do this. You can do this by guesstimating, or you can use a calculation to get the exact seconds. Alright, but it's up to you. If you work accurately, both of these methods are 100% correct. Okay, so firstly you're going to get your piece of paper. What I always do first is I would write down south first and then your east. Alright, so you won't lose marks for not showing me which is your latitude. So this is our latitude first, always south, and this is our longitude, east. So you don't have to show me that, but you have to tell me south and east. Okay, so that's what I'll do first. Alright, so now we're going to write down our coordinates for latitude first, south. Alright, in South Africa, we're always south and we're moving away from the equator. The equator is above us. Okay, so firstly, the first method is by guesstimating. Alright, so you have to figure out now, firstly, the degrees we are in, then the minutes, and then you're going to calculate the seconds. Alright, so firstly, degrees. Alright, so that they give to you on the side of the page. There we go, 27 degrees. Okay, straightforward. So then you just write down 27 degrees south. Alright, next we need our minutes. Alright, so where is this? It's between 39 and 40. Alright, so can't be 40, otherwise that would have been this side of the line. So 38 that side of the line, so it can only be 39 minutes. Alright, 39 minutes. Alright, so now we're 27 degrees south. We know we're somewhere between 39 minutes. Now we need to calculate the exact spot that we are south. So that's the seconds. Alright, so how would we do that? First method. Firstly, you are going to measure what the length is of this whole minute. Alright, so according to this, it's 4 centimeters. Alright, 4 centimeters. What is half of 4 centimeters? 2 centimeters. So there is 30 seconds. Alright, this is the guesstimate method. Right, then you're going to measure that, which should give us 2. Half of that is 10. That's 15 seconds. All right, so now you make sure we parallel, draw a line from your feature to the side, and then you can guesstimate. All right, so there's 15, there's 30. So I would say that is about what? 15, 20, 25. So that would be about 20 seconds, right? Okay. So then you just write it down there, 20 seconds. We already wrote south, okay? Again, you've got a leeway of 5 seconds each way, all right? So if you give me anything from 20 to 25 seconds or 15 to 20 seconds, you are correct. Okay, so now we've got our south coordinate, all right? Now we need to calculate our east coordinate from left to right. So the same thing applies. You're just going to swap it around, all right? So now we're working with these lines. These one represent each minute in between there. All right, so where are we? There we are. How many degrees east? 29. So write down 29 degrees. Then minutes, there we go. 30, between 33 and 34. Can't be 34 because then it's that side, no, that side, no. So it's 33 minutes. Then, now the seconds, the same, all right? So you are working from left to right. There's a whole 60 seconds in there, all right? So then you measure the total length of that minute. It is 3.6. All right, what's half of 3.6? 1.8. So 1.8 you measure, there we go, is 2, 9, there. So that is 30 seconds. There's 15, half of that. What's half of 1.8? Let's do it on the calculator. 1.8 divided by 2 is 0.9. All right, so measure out 0.9 there. That's 45 seconds. Again, draw your line so that you can guesstimate. So there's 30, 45, there's about 35, there's about 40. So that's about 40 seconds east. All right, so there we go. That's your guesstimate method. Now there's another method, which is to calculate the exact seconds. Okay, but that's a calculation. So that calculation is short line over long line divided by the long line times 60. Why 60? It's like calculating average for a test. 60 because there's 60 seconds in a minute. All right, so the first two steps stay the same. Degrees, yes. Minutes, yes. And then we just need to calculate. Okay, so what are you going to do now? So we've already measured that. That is what? 4 centimeters. All right, so that is your long line. Have we measured that distance there? Yes. All right, we measured that is 1.6. Okay, so then you just substitute. All right, so your short line from there to there, going from north to south, is 1.5. All right, so it's 1.5 centimeters. Okay, so 1.5 centimeters divided by the long line we've already measured. That's 4 centimeters times 60. That'll give you. We're going to double check ourselves. You see the difference in the two ways. All right, so 1.5 divided by 4 times 60. All right, equals 22 and a half. So you round up, equals 23 seconds. All right, so now you can double check. All right, so we said when we guesstimate the coordinates, 20 seconds. All right, but the real answer then precisely is 23 seconds. Does it make sense? Okay, using the accurate. So you still get the marks because you're within the 5 centimeters, 5 seconds leeway, but that's the correct answer. Alright, so using the calculation, that would be 23 seconds, and we guesstimated that. The same with east, we guesstimated 40 seconds. Alright, so let's double check. Long line we measured was 3.6. Okay, again we're just going to substitute. Short line, remember now we're getting our east, our longitude, so we're working from there to there, away from the meridian. So you're going to measure that. That is precisely 1.9 centimeters. Okay, now let's just make sure. Sorry, 2.4. You see, double check always before you go on. 2.4 centimeters. All right, so then you'll go short line, we said was 2.4 divide by 3.6, the long line, short line over long line times 60 divide by 3.6 times 60, 40 seconds. All right, and let's double check it. We guesstimated 40 seconds, exactly right. Okay, so that is how you do coordinates.